What is going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel for another video. In the dive trip that we had prior to this video, I said we're gonna start pumping out content. Follow me getting smoked by a car on my Harley, so I figured we'd go ahead and introduce the newest project to this channel. This is an 8 horsepower Mercury stump knocker that will be thrown on the back of an aluminum boat so we can catch more fish to make more outdoor content for this channel. Y'all, this motor is great, but it was ran in salt water and let sit for 6 to 7 years, so it's all gummed up and got all types of crap inside of it. So we're gonna pull the carburetor off of this thing, get it all cleaned out, get this thing running, get it on the lake, and start catching fish with it. So y'all, come on, we're gonna get into it. Alright, y'all, so before we start this video, I'm gonna go ahead and apologize for the way that I'm dressed. Actually, you know what? I'm not apologizing. It was 95 degrees today and I was working outside, and this is what we're wearing, so y'all are just gonna have to deal with it. But as I said before, we're breaking this thing down. All we really gotta do is pull the carburetor off of it and clean it out. It's all gummed up. I can get the thing running. I've changed the spark plugs out, and I can get it started, but I can't keep it running. It wants to die out. But I can keep it rolling, spraying starter fluid into the carburetor, but I don't want to do that too much. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop the carburetor off. I think the float's probably stuck, and maybe the jet is gummed up as well. So we're gonna pull this thing off, pull it apart, clean it out, throw it back together, get it started, and then hopefully at the end of this, we'll get the boat out on the river or on a lake and see if we can get it rolling. So y'all, that's what we got going today. Let's jump into it. Alright, y'all, so I'm struggling here with the microphone, so if it starts breaking up, I apologize, but I'm trying to get it straight. Y'all know I'm a huge advocate of what I call YouTube University, which is looking everything up on YouTube to figure out how to fix it yourself so you don't have to pay other people to do it.
In terms of money, we have no money.
But for this project, I haven't done that. I'm just flying off the cuff and seeing if I can figure it out myself, because 2-stroke engines are pretty straightforward. So, for those of you who don't know, this is a carburetor. This mixes air and fuel, shoves it in the engine to explode. This is your idle control here. And then you've got your throttle and your directions on the actual handle here itself. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and grab some tools, take this carburetor off of the gasket and then off of the engine block itself, throw it up on the table, and work on it as an individual piece. Alright, y'all, I lied. Actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this fuel filter off of here. Last time that I was tinkering with this, I didn't actually work on it. I pulled the hoses off of here, so the hose clamps are no longer on here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this assembly off of here. This is the fuel filter itself, and then this is what it fits up into, and then this is the hose that runs into the carburetor. This one where it comes from the actual fuel line itself. Down below here, I've got, you know, a pan that I actually changed the Harley oil into. So I'm just gonna let the fuel run into that because I don't want it to spill over the floor. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this. I don't know what line I want to take off first because it's gonna dump. Come on, there we go. That's empty because no fuel was actually being drawn in by the carburetor. This one should have some in it. There it goes. And so it's just got this little piece that fits up into a fitting in there. And then this should just spin off of this fuel line here. There we go. Y'all, this is no lie. I actually got the size correct on the first try, which is pretty clutch, especially for me because I'm the type of person that always gets it wrong. And again, we're flying off the cuff. Y'all, if I'm doing this wrong, please let me know down in the comments so next time I don't. Oh, we don't want to lose that. Oh, we're in the process of losing it. it's not looking like that's gonna come off without pulling this throttle assembly out. All right, y'all, I lied. I'm actually going to pull this flywheel off. Just get all that assembly out of the way so I can see the carburetor more clearly. Comes as one piece. So now we've got eyes on the carb. Y'all pray for me because I'm just spitballing at this point. All right, so I finally got it out, but there's a bleed line, and so I'm just gonna go ahead and, come on, buddy. Try to pop this out. I'm just not quite sure how I'm gonna get this off. It looks like that's how that's coming off. All right, well that worked. Doesn't look too bad on the inside. Let's take a closer look at this. All right, so here is the carburetor. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this off. This is the bowl, and the bowl essentially has a float inside of it that accepts more fuel into the carburetor to be fed into the engine. Wait. I hope I didn't just round that off. That would really stink. Oh, no, it's going. Look at that. I hope y'all can see how gummed up that is. That's so much crap. All right, we're gonna pull this off as well. I don't know why I didn't figure that the bowl would be full of fuel. Generally, get this right out. So there's no reason to have anything down here in the bottom of this bowl. All right. All that looked good. Take this and put it over there with the rest of the pieces. Here's what the float holds on to. Gasket looks good. All right. Get this nice and flowing. Alright, so a pretty big culprit in this. It's right down in here. It's like the perfect size. Watch your eyeballs. Now it's not perfect, but it is clean. There we go. Clean the surface up a little bit. She's ready to go back on. This is why I remind everybody that if you're breaking something down and you haven't done it 100 times, take lots of pictures. All right, y'all, so my camera started overheating again, so I just went ahead and cut it off for arguably the hardest part of this whole thing, which is getting the carburetor back in. I reattached that vacuum line to the bottom of it, and I'm about to bolt it back on, but I'm not gonna tighten it all the way down until I got everything else hooked up to it. Get this one on here. Alright. And we just gotta figure out why this is sitting cockeyed. And we're gonna round that nut off. There we go. back where it belongs. Make sure that we're functioning properly. Make sure that everything in here goes back up, and that goes to the flywheel. Let's put this on first. Alright, so this is basically just a cover for the flywheel. And this is what your pull start attaches to. So your pull start's in here and it works on flywheel. See? Good. Alright, we should be ready to try to run it here soon. Just gotta get all those fittings back on, and then this piece of metal put back on the flywheel, and we'll be ready to cook. Alrighty. We're all hooked up. Let's go see if it'll run. Alright y'all, so the motor is running great now, but I wish that it was as streamlined as this video has made it out to be. After we got the carburetor pulled off of this thing and got it all cleaned up, we got it back to running, but it wasn't running well enough for me to be confident that when I took it out in the lake and got 3 and 4 miles away from the boat dock, that it wasn't going to die and leave me stranded. So what I did was I took it down to Shin Valley in Stanton, and now it runs like it's brand new. Again, this boat motor sat for 6 or 7 years after being running in salt water, and that right there is just a perfect storm to overheat your engine and buy yourself a brand new boat motor. So we're trying to avoid doing that. But now it runs great. Kelly and I took it out yesterday on the lake and ran it for probably 5 or 6 hours, and I think we might have burned a gallon of fuel. So it's running awesome. I'm loving it. Y'all, this is gonna be the first video in a long series of me working on this boat. I'll get some images of the boat, throw it in here. What I'm doing with the boat is pulling the middle bunk seat out of the boat, and we're gonna replace it with a stand-up center console so that I can have a grab bar and run. Actually, let me back up in what I'm saying. The first project that we've done on this is making this throttle here, and if y'all want to see that, I can make a video on it. I made it to where you still have access to the kill switch that's on the end of the throttle, but what it allows me to do is stand up and operate the boat from a standing position while still having control of the motor back behind me. So this was the first project. It works great. I'm really happy with the results. But the next project's going to be pulling that center console, or pulling that bunk out and putting that center console in. So this devotional is going to be fast. Y'all, a lot of people don't believe that Christianity, 1, is real, or 2, that they deserve to be saved, that they've done nothing to be saved. The long story short is that nobody does. Today my pastor described it like this. You wake up one morning, you've done absolutely nothing. You walk out to your mailbox and you've got a coupon for free ham. Somebody over there at Kroger, over there at Food Lion, whatever store that y'all shop at, decided, you know what? This guy's getting a free ham. So you go to Kroger, you roll up there, you go pick up your $10 ham, you walk up to the counter, throw it down, they say, that'll be $10, please. You throw down that coupon with authority. Again, you've done absolutely nothing to deserve that coupon. Yet, they scam that coupon and you've got a free ham. That's Christianity in a nutshell. We do absolutely nothing to deserve to be saved. Yet, God so graciously grants us freedom from our sin. So y'all, if If you don't know, if you haven't been saved, if you have questions, if you're wondering if you deserve to be saved, it doesn't matter what your transcript says that you've done. It doesn't matter what's happened in your past. God says that you've got a coupon, and all you got to do is go redeem it. So y'all, if you have any questions about your religion or where you're going to spend eternity, if you want to know more about the Bible, don't hesitate to reach out, shoot a comment out to me. Email me, jack.appalachianfarmhand@gmail.com. Shoot me a message on Instagram, jackcamper91. I would love to have a conversation about it, but y'all, don't let that coupon go in the trash can. Because God loves you and God wants to have a relationship with you, and I hope to one day see you at the gates of heaven with me. So y'all, that's Christianity in a nutshell. John 3:16, God so loved the world he gave his only begotten Son, that whomever believes in him will not die but have everlasting life. Go get your coupon. Yo, that's going to be it for me here on the Appalachian Farmhand channel. I'm going to get in the AC because I am burning up. If you've gotten to this point in the video, I greatly appreciate it. If you want to stick around, hit the subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button. If you have any critiques for me or you just want to be mean, throw it in the comments. But y'all, that's it. Until next time, I'll see you out in the woods.